start after some technical difficulties, but hey, we are listening to the show blinking, baby, but we are here. Welcome back to the N.y.a show. Start of the week, Monday morning. Hope everybody enjoyed their week. Their weekend. I was busy, man. I was busy starting on Friday evening, got done with work, and then I hit up went to a club. Anybody in Atlanta or around Atlanta, Fusion, who around that area filming, because I got a guy that I filmed with doing his stuff. So I did that Friday evening. Woke up Saturday morning. My wife went to a rehearsal for production. Remember, Point Pulpit. If you guys were watching the show, when I was talking about that a couple months ago, they're taking it on the road, and so they had rehearsal. They did that while me and me and the rest of the kids, we went to our water park on Saturday. Spent most of the day there. Hopefully, drop some pictures there. Went by my grandma's house. All that, good stuff. Turned around Sunday, and got everything in order for first days of school. Anybody else? First day of school is August, baby. So here we are. So I hope everybody else had a great weekend. It was a busy weekend for me as I got everything ready for the start of the week. So in regular fashion, I gotta tell y'all that Spirit Arrested is an award-winning short film by W3 Filmed It, available on YouTube. It is available on YouTube for you to like, share, comment, subscribe. Please make sure that you do all of these things. You know what I'm saying? Always show support. Video stuttering now. But always show support to my links, as well as how a mother is balancing life and pursuit dreams. Interview with Breyonna M. Thomas by Ajay, Tambe. Please be sure that you check out that as well. Let's make sure that I don't want that to play in my back. Okay, there you go. It'll play in the background. Spirit Arrested. All right. So my first story of the night, let me go ahead and get this. Hopefully I don't catch a copyright, nothing over just reviewing this video, but let's tap into my boy. He loved him some snow bunnies, baby. Loved him some snow, baby. Let me see and get that sound right. Let's look at my boy.
Update on a story we broke earlier this year. Good evening and welcome to ABC Action News at 6. I'm Wendy Ryan.
I'm Paul Lagrone. A Florida man was thrown in jail after his wife discovered that he was married to 2 other women at the same time. He was back in court yesterday for his sentencing hearing after pleading guilty to bigamy, which is a felony.
Bigamy is a felony. Marrying over one person is a felony. If anybody watching my show is a felony, they know of the things that you can't do after you become a felon. You know what I'm saying? That they say you officially can't do. For bigamy to be the thing that got you a felon really fucking sucks. So bigamy is the act of marrying someone while already legally married to another person. In essence, it's the practice of having 2 spouses at the same time, which is illegal in many jurisdictions, including California. The second marriage is typically considered void, while the first one remains valid. So that just gives you a word on bigamy, because at first it caught me off guard too. So let's continue to tap in.
And new tonight, I-Team investigator Adam Walser is following through with the latest developments in this strange case, and it was shared all across social media.
Henrybetseyjr pleaded guilty to a single felony count of bigamy back in May, but after he entered that plea deal, he was arrested in another state, leading the judge to revoke his bond.
I know they were trying to be different with the filming on that, and then they just panned away from that man while he was talking, but that was awkward to me. I was like, and he was such a, and he was like, yo, whoa, I'm over here. And then, but they did some on it, and then when the story comes back, you start hearing his voice and you see this building, and then it pans back to him. So I'm just like, yo, initially it's like, just like get out the scene.
When we last saw Henrybetseyjr in court, he was dressed in a sports shirt and blazer with his new girlfriend beside him.
Yeah, Henry, we want to get your side of all this.
When that boy showed up with one of, like you say, he loves snow. It must be the eyes, man. You know what I'm saying? It must be the eyes.
What can you tell us?
Well, unfortunately, I'm unable to talk at this moment.
But when he arrived for his sentencing hearing Thursday, he was wearing handcuffs and an orange Hernandocounty jail uniform. His bond revoked by the judge because he was arrested for assault and battery of a family or household member.
The fuck are you doing now?
The alleged assault took place in Virginia, where he and his girlfriend had traveled to attend a wedding.
Inappropriate.
Thursday's hearing was all about the felony bigamy charge we first told you
That's crazy for a brother to be sitting up here getting a felony over big.
about. In May, 3 Florida women from 3 different Florida counties all met Henrybetseyjr on dating
Oh my.
websites and married him at county courthouses during a 2-year period. Only one of his wives was willing to appear on camera.
I met him on Match.com.
He said all the right things.
He sold the perfect person when in reality he was none of those things.
Betsy didn't get divorces or annulments before marrying again. Last year, Tanya Betsy learned Henry was married to Michelle and Brandy Betsy.
I just started county by
They're making an emphasis to keep saying the Betsy. Like all these got his last name. All these is Betsy's.
county, putting his name in, and that's when I came up with the marriage to Michelle and the marriage to Brandy.
She found
Got you a police. That's a police app. You thought you was gonna get double marriage off on a police app. She putting your name in every county. That's some police.
me and she messaged me, and I had no idea that she was actually still married to him.
The wives all blame the state of Florida for not cross-referencing marriage licenses between counties.
Because if
And I blame them too, because I just dealt with even a personal situation where it was a roadblock that was put in place due to former things, and they were different. They were in a different state. So here we are dealing with a situation in the same state, and they couldn't block that, or no radar went up when he applied for the second marriage license.
there were safeguards in place and there was cross-referencing on different counties here in the state of Florida, none of this would have ever happened.
If the counties did talk, that would have saved me a lot of heartache, a lot of money, a lot of stress.
At Thursday's sentencing, Michelle Betsy addressed the judge.
And I am unfortunately still the wife of the defendant. I am not here today just as a woman who was betrayed by someone I once trusted, but also speaking on behalf of the other women involved.
I don't think he would end up in jail like that if they were black women. If it did, like Malcolm X said back in the day when he got that thrown in jail for all the robberies, they were just so shocked that it was white women with them that was helping them. They got the biggest charge as ever. They couldn't just believe you niggas had our good white women, and here we are with another man probably looking at him like, and he was taking their money, which is really rooted back to taking a white man's money, and they hate that.
What he did was not a mistake, it was a deliberate choice, and choices have consequences.
Henry also spoke.
First and foremost, I want to apologize to the ladies for it, and I want to apologize to the court administration and also to my family and friends that have to be involved in this, because ultimately this is something that, I did not wish on anyone.
Because Henry had no prior criminal convictions and his case in Virginia has not been resolved, the judge said he was limited under the law in what sentence he could impose.
Adjudicated guilty of the bigamy offense, which is going to make him a convicted felon. I'm going to sentence him to 2 years of probation with 8 days credit for time served. He'll undergo a mental health evaluation. He'll complete a certified batterers intervention program.
Deputies collected Henry's fingerprints and a DNA sample as part of the protocol following his felony conviction. Betsy's former wives and their family and friends said they had hoped he would see jail time, but were glad to put a difficult chapter behind them.
And while it was not jail sentence, the fact that he is now a convicted felon, that speaks mountains. And I feel like that is vindication on our part.
Is that the first time you've heard him say, "I'm sorry"?
Absolutely. And I'm sure that it was only said because it was recommended by his attorney to say. Do I think that he has any remorse? Absolutely not.
Michelle says she's now talking to state legislators, hoping they'll introduce a law calling for some type of statewide marriage license database.
We can take this to the next level, that we all here in the state of Florida can learn from this, and that we can put up safeguards so that this doesn't happen to other women.
In addition to that probation, the judge ordered Betsy to stay off of social media and dating websites, and he also ordered him not to have any contact with his 3 former wives. I'm I-Team investigator.
Y'all, not to be on the dating apps. I bet you not. Even at this moment, I cut this video. He got him another. A man who can get 3 wives simultaneously can get him another. You hear me? And he was getting them for the money too. Way too many people in America don't want to admit it, but they getting got for money. You know, women getting got for money who only do handsome, show up, Prince Charming. Like I said, nigga be perfect. Nobody ever considers the perfect people to be the rest. Like, that is so true. That is so true. That is so true. Because in her scenario and all these other women's scenario, that was their main thing they should have been looking for. Like, what's up with this? You know what I'm saying? But never, let me know what y'all thoughts are on this. Man married 3 women across the state. Then, like I said, got the eyes, dark skinned brother probably was piping some, but to get 3 women to agree and he was getting that money, come on now. Now, before I get out of here, I wanted to mention, say RIP to this woman who in California who was torn apart, as they say, by stray dogs. And this happened. Let's see, when did this happen? It's a terrible situation. I just want a quick hit on this. A woman was killed after being torn apart by a pack of stray dogs near a park in Southern California. Let's put some respect on her name. Tadora Mendoza, 51, was rushed to the hospital with severe injuries to her face and later died after the attack involving a dozen of dogs. Another woman was injured in a gruesome park nearby. While the police were tending to the 2 victims lying 30 yards apart. One of the stray dogs, the pit bull, charged at the officer who opened fire and killed the animal. Ooh, I know them folks ain't gonna like to read that. You did what? There wasn't nothing else that you can do? Why didn't you just get bit in the ass? At this time, the officer was able, at that time, the officer was able to render aid to the female. There were 2 dogs that ran out of the bush when he was doing it. Then he fired 2 rounds to protect him and the female that he was rendering aid to. It was a bit of a chaotic scene at first. There were multiple dogs out there. Sergeant Chris Gray of the San Bernardino Police Department told the LA Times crime scene tape and discarded clothes could be seen at the site of the fatal attack. Many of the homeless people who live in the area where the attack took place keep unleashed dogs for protection. Mendoza's son said his mother often stayed in a homeless encampment in the park. But to already be homeless and then to leave, and she had been homeless for about a year, to lose your life being torn apart by motherfucking dogs. I truly hate that, man. That has to be terrifying. You ain't got no weapon. 14 mother dogs were removed from the park by animal services. This is completely sad. This is so terrible. Y'all let me know what y'all thoughts are on my show this week. But man out here, bigamy, now you're a felon over getting, why don't you why you just be a girlfriend? Why you gotta get married so much? Big felony. And now this story here about this woman who sadly lost her life and already didn't have no place to go, and you get caught up by some motherfucker Scooby-Doo in the gang and lose your goddamn life. So it's the N.y.a show. Let me know what y'all thoughts on the stories, and I'll be right back with another show.